In 1992, 3 women disappeared from a home in Springfield, Missouri. One of them was 19-year-old Suzanne Streeter. Another was 18-year-old Stacy McCall. The third was 47-year-old Sherrill Levitt. Suzanne Streeter had just graduated from high school. She lived with her mother, Sherrill Levitt, in a quiet residential neighborhood on East Delmar Street. The home was modest and well-kept. Suzanne was described by friends and family as outgoing, social, and close to her peers. She was making plans for the future. Stacy McCall was one of Suzanne's closest friends. She was described as dependable and responsible. She had plans to attend college and pursue a career in education. On the evening of June 6, 1992, Suzanne attended her high school graduation. It was a milestone. After the ceremony, Suzanne and Stacy went out briefly with other friends to celebrate. Late that night, the girls had originally planned to stay at a friend's house. Those plans changed. Instead, Suzanne and Stacy returned to Suzanne's home. Sherrill Levitt was also home that night. Nothing appeared unusual. There were no reports of an argument. No neighbors reported hearing any disturbance. The street was quiet. The neighborhood was calm. The following morning, friends arrived at the home to check on the women. They expected to find them sleeping. No one answered the door. Inside, the home appeared largely undisturbed. Personal belongings were still inside. Suzanne's purse was found in the home. Stacy's purse was also there. Sherrill's purse and other personal items had not been taken. The women's cars were parked outside. A family dog was still inside the house. The television was on. There were no signs of forced entry. There were no visible signs of a struggle. No note was left behind. By later that day, police were notified. An investigation began. Officers searched the home. The surrounding neighborhood was canvassed. Friends, family members, and neighbors were interviewed. Search efforts were conducted in and around Springfield. As days passed, the search expanded. Tips were received. Leads were followed. Over time, hundreds of tips were investigated by law enforcement. Despite extensive efforts, no confirmed sightings of Suzanne Streeter, Stacy McCall, or Sherrill Levitt have ever been reported since that night. No physical evidence has been publicly identified that explains what happened inside the home. The case quickly gained attention across Missouri, then across the country. As the years passed, the disappearance became known as the case of the Springfield Three. Time continued to move forward. Years passed. Then decades. The home where the women lived was eventually demolished, but the case remains open. The disappearance of Suzanne Streeter, Stacy McCall, and Sherrill Levitt remains one of the most enduring unsolved missing persons cases in the United States. If you have information related to this case, contact local authorities, Suzanne Streeter, Stacy McCall, Sherrill Levitt. They remain unfound. Subscribe to help keep these cases from being forgotten.